The podcast is my pulpit, and I am ready to preach the raw truth. Join me as I discuss real life, love, and teach you all the lessons I've learned along the way. Welcome to Lakita's Room. I am your host, Lakita Brewington. Hello, and welcome to Lakita's Room. I am your host, Lakita Brewington. Today, I have in the room a very special guest. This is one of my girls. I told you in the previous 2 episodes that you need to have somebody on your team that you can talk to, somebody that you can be real with. So if you are just catching this episode and you missed the last 2, I need you to press pause, go back, catch up, okay? We're talking about divorce. We're talking about doing life after divorce, what the process was. And I thought that she would be a very fitting person to talk to because we've done life together. She has been divorced as well. The thing with her, she has 3 children that she is still rearing. So our situations are a bit different. So I wanted to bring someone else in to talk about that process and to teach you a few lessons on how to get through it. Okay. I told you, you're not by yourself. All right. So welcome to Lakita's Room. Brenita, how are you doing today?
Hey, my friend, my PP. I am doing well. I hope that you are.
I am, and I got tickled, y'all. We had to do a disclaimer because we would laugh and cut up, and we both said, "Look, we're gonna stay on the lower side tonight. We're gonna keep it honest, but we're still gonna just tell our truth, okay? So if we're laughing and if we go off script, y'all forgive us in advance, okay?
In Jesus' name,
Amen. Hallelujah. Okay, so today's episode is entitled "Getting Back to Me." So tell us first, how long have you been divorced?
I have been divorced now going on 6 years.
Get out.
Yes. It's flown by.
But did it feel like that in the beginning? Did it feel like it was just creeping by? Did you wonder when is this going to end?
Yeah. It did seem like it doesn't seem like it's been that long for sure. And sometimes I really have to be like, how long has it been? And I have to do the math. But and it's been a journey. It's been a great journey, actually. But here I am.
What's great about it? Tell us how you got to the great. How did you get to it's great? What was your process like?
My process, God, which it was literally that, a process. God in that, I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. I'm a church girl.
Hallelujah.
I'm a church girl, but I am very transparent.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was God really breaking me down. And he had to get me to a low place, but not so low, but a low place so that he could get the glory out of my life, right? And so I'll tell you, when I got divorced and all of that, I was away in Virginia. I'm from North Carolina, but I was living in Virginia. When I came back home, me and the kids, and I had the mindset of, I'm coming back home. I'm about to get this bomb job. Me and my kids about to be living on a house on the hill. You know what I'm saying? I done left that joker behind. So it's me and so me and these kids, we about to be living like Beverly Hills. You hear me? And so that's what I said, right? And so I had great jobs. I could call any manager from my previous jobs and they'll hire me. Mm-hmm. So finding a job was supposed to be the easiest thing for me, right? But God was like, not your will, but my will be done. Right. So for me, it was, when I got back, I couldn't find a job for a long time, for like a year or so. And that wasn't like me. Even my family was like, did you leave something back in Virginia that you didn't tell us about? Because this ain't us.
Right, right.
But anyway, so it was really God getting me to a low place so that, because us as women, we're super women.
Right.
So we could do a lot. We could figure it out. We could get it done, and it can look like no stress, no strain, no struggle, right?
Right.
But God was like, you've done that. You can do that. Now you got to depend on me.
Right.
Right. So he got me to a very, very low place where it was just me. I was so, I was so low where I had no other choice but to really trust God. So even in this moment of going through divorce and, it seemed like, oh God, it's the worst thing ever. My spiritual relationship, it heightened.
Wow.
Because God really got me to the place where it was like, okay, are you going to depend on me or no?
Listen, ouch. First of all, ouch. I'm taking that for myself. Ouch. Because just listening to you, like we've talked about our processes, but not extensively, because my priority at the time when you were going through it was to make sure that my friend is okay. I didn't want to know your business. I was like, are you okay? I'm like, now you were real gangster on Facebook now. Come on, but is my friend okay? You know what I mean? So I never asked. I would always reach out if I'm like, oh boy, she's upset today. Let me text her. But I never asked your business because I felt like I felt like you still needed a level of privacy. So me hearing your process is encouraging, because I have had the opposite. I have found myself mad at God a lot of times throughout my process. Like I hear him even more clearly now, but my process was completely different. Like, God, how could you? You knew this. I don't appreciate this. I asked you, could I marry that joker? So my process was different. I didn't feel close to God for a long time because I was upset. I couldn't hear God. I was too busy fussing at him.
He straightened you up, didn't he?
I really was. So how did you ever find yourself upset with God, or you just like, okay, I'm just gonna roll with it?
Upset, yeah, because I felt like, God, I served you.
Mm-hmm.
God, I was faithful to you. God, I was faithful to my husband. I'm your child. How?
Yeah.
Does this happen?
Yeah.
I was a good wife.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. And I'll tell you all the time, I'm still a wife.
Yeah.
But so for me, absolutely, it was just like, God, I prayed about it. I tried to see myself in the situation so that I can grow, even while I was still married and I, felt things going in the other direction. But I was like, okay, God, clean me up. Help me to see me so that I'm not pointing the finger.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of times we do that, not knowingly. So, but I wanted my marriage to work because I know God honors marriage. And honestly, even just for me, I'm not a quitter.
Right.
I'm a natural go-getter. I'm a natural, finish to the end. But I just never I tell people all the time, I did not get married to get divorced.
Right. Right.
So I did go through a small phase of like, God, really? But like I was saying previously, he was just like, you weren't dependent on me though. You were never dependent on me. You were dependent on yourself, part of it depending on your husband. And so that's why I say he had to really break me down, and get me to that place of, it is me and you, daughter.
Right.
You have nowhere else to go. You're as low as you could be, no job. You got 3 kids. You're living with your sister, and she has 4 kids and a husband.
Wow.
So again, that was very, 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 very difficult. And I had a moment or a season of being numb.
Okay.
And I tell people all the time, I tell people often, because now I'm radical. I'm radical for Christ, right?
Come on.
But and it's funny because, listen, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I was not that person. They don't really believe it. Like, they find it so hard to believe. But I'm like, I was not that person. But after going through that, God turned everything around, it's like, I owe him. I'm not going to sit here and act like, he didn't crush me, for the beauty now, and it's just, it's amazing. And I know, and I've been in that moment of being numb, where you in church, everybody's high, and I feel a thing. I don't feel nothing. I'm like, right. Am I really here? Somebody pinch me. Am I alive?
Right. I get it.
I've been in that place of being numb. So now being free, I give him all I got. Because I never want to be in that place again. And I know where God has brought me from.
Right. So when you were in that place, you did not have a job. what happened? How did you get to, okay, I'm going to go on what I know. I need to pull on my skill set. What got you to that place?
Listen, so the story is I was working at Goodwill, hated it. Because I was having to work hated it. Listen, because I was having to work at night and I was having to work on weekends. And I mean, I ain't never did it. I was a little spoiled and I did a lot of retail, but I was always favored where I didn't have to.
Right.
And so it was like, God, but at the same time, I was like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know, it is what it is. And even for me, I'm a woman, you know, so having to leave my kids with my sister after we're already staying with her, I didn't want that. You know, I didn't want that. So anyway, so I ended up but I tell you, Goodwill paid good. They paid good and they had good benefits, huh?
Very good. Come on, benefits.
Okay. But so I ended up leaving that because I just didn't like the time away from my kids. And I found a job at a school in the city. And the initial job I was going for, it was kind of promised to me, but it wasn't available at the moment. So what they had available at the moment was a position in the cafeteria. Right?
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. You know, again, single mom, got to get it done by any means necessary. That's really my story.
Right.
And then just being able to be off when my kids are off, go early. I can still pick them up from school. Like I wanted that for my kids because having to divorce and all that is enough strain on them.
Right.
You know, they don't understand. So it's like, I want to be present as much as I can. And so I ended up being a veggie cook in the cafeteria. High school cafeteria. Now, mind you, I have a degree in criminal justice. A bachelor's degree, right?
Talk about opposites.
So, I mean, right? And then from there in Virginia, I was doing payroll and accounts payable. So now I am a veggie cook. All right, I am humbled. Okay, but hey, I went to work with joy.
I would have went. I would have gone with an attitude. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm just me. I'm talking about me. God, really? You know? And we say we'll do what we have to do. And I've been in situations where I'm still doing what I have to do, but I don't know if I could have done that. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah. But this is the thing, though, right? So when I got it, they looked at my resume and they're like, she ain't gonna stay here long. You know, just looking at some of the things I've done previously. And I'll never forget my manager. She said, you know, God is going to, I didn't even know what she would say. Honestly, I still don't even know. But she pulled me one day and she said, God is going to bless you. Stop laughing. She said, God is going to bless you. She said, because looking at your rap sheet, looking at your resume, you're not supposed to be in here.
Wow.
She said, but you come in here every day, happy, excited, you know, doing your job, respecting everybody who's here. You know, and she was like, you wouldn't even know that your resume was this, you know, in text or whatever. And so I was like, okay, well, cool, right? So I'm the veggie cook, you know, doing my thing, you know, warming up those veggies, and you know, you can't season it and stuff though, like we do. You got to follow, you know. And so it's funny because I don't eat salads, right? Yeah, I don't eat salads. Well, I eat a Caesar salad. Anyway, so I used to make a mean salad, right? And so I was making them salads and they used to be like, this salad bomb. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. It's just, to me, it's just a salad.
Right.
So long story short, I did that for a few months and then it came to summer. And in the summer, okay, school is out. I haven't been there very long, so I don't have any time. So again, I found myself in the same place of not having no money, you know, not having anything. And I shout out to my sister. I didn't have to pay a bill. My sister and my brother-in-law, I didn't have to pay a bill. They said, come home. They meant come home. And they meant come home. Don't worry. Like right now, you got a lot going on. I don't even want to add anything else on you.
Right.
So shout out to them for that.
Absolutely. Real family.
Real family. But me as a woman that's, you know, I won't satisfy. I'm used to working and working hard. Anyway, so in the summer, I'm like, okay, God, literally, I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm like, God, what am I going to do? Because I knew at the end of the day, I wasn't going to be a veggie cook forever.
Right.
This just wasn't happening. And I'm putting in job application after job application. And I said, God, what am I going to do? And in the kitchen I stood, and God clearly spoke, it is in your hands.
Pause. Got to pause for the cause. Did y'all hear what she said? She said, it is in your hands. A lot of times I think we get so accustomed to doing things the way we're used to. Do this application. Let me go stack this money over here. Do it the way that society has told us that we can do it, when we're missing a gift that God has placed in our hands. Okay, go ahead. I almost had a Baptist fit there. I'm bad. Okay.
Girl, come on. Look, bring it on in. You ain't got no ushers.
Hallelujah.
But yeah, he said it's in your hands as I'm standing in the kitchen, you know. So you already know where this is going. So the next week, my church was doing a fitness challenge. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, let me try these. I seen some salads in the jar on probably Google. I ain't make it up, you know. Mm-hmm. Some people try to act like they invented it. I didn't invent it. but I made it my own, dog.
That's right. That's right.
You can't find one like mine.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And it was huge. Yeah. And big salad.
So I was like, I'm gonna try this out. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try a little meal prep, because a lot of times people they struggle with not knowing how to eat, mm-hmm. when they're trying to lose weight and all of that, mm-hmm. or just not having enough time and to meal prep, because meal prepping is time consuming. So anyway, I was like, all right, we about to do this fitness challenge. Just let me see what happened. Mm-hmm. So I made 5 salads in a jar. No, I made 10. No, maybe 5. However many I made, it was less than 10. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I did it, and I was like, all right, let's just see what happened. And so I did it, and I put it out there to some of the people from my church, and I sold them immediately. Right? And so I was like, well, I'll just do it again the next weekend, because they probably won't hit like that. In my mind, man, it's just, to me, I'm telling you, it's just a salad.
Right.
It ain't fried chicken. I love fried chicken. So to me, it's just a salad.
Right.
But to them, it was liquid gold.
Come on.
So I did those, and then I was like, I'll just run it back the next weekend. Mm-hmm. And so that was Sunday. So by Tuesday, I had 50 orders.
Wow.
And they wanted them immediately. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I won't doing them again, but right. I said I will today.
Right.
So I took all those orders, and it's crazy. God is so good. I took all those orders, and I was going from my sister, because my sister was in Clayton. My home is Goldsboro, which my brother and my mom is. And I was going from my sister kitchen to my brother kitchen, mm-hmm. to my mama kitchen. Mm-hmm. And at my mama house, I was using a little kiddie table. The little kiddie table with the colorful chairs? Uh-huh. I had my Lakita.
Wow.
I have a picture of that. Literally. I was using it because I'm like, I don't want to be in the way. Because right. you don't want to be in people's way. You don't want to. I could have did it anywhere. But I'm like,
I'm living it right now.
Exactly.
Right now.
So and it's funny because I remember my brother was like, you are filling up my refrigerator. And my brother considered buying another refrigerator just for me.
Wow.
And I'm not even staying with him. But I was going to his house on the weekends because my church was in Goldsboro. Mm-hmm. But I had so many orders. It was just packing out everybody's refrigerator. So when I tell you by any means necessary, I did it by any means necessary. So that's really what started my journey, was those salads in the jars.
So what made you feel like, okay, this can be a business? What got you to that point?
Because I loved it. It's my, I'm very passionate about it. Mm-hmm. I naturally love helping people. And I'm good at it. And it doesn't seem like work.
That's right. And that's been one of my goals for the last couple of years. I don't want to just do things to say I'm doing them or for the sake of having income. I want it to be something that I'm passionate about. When you're doing things that you're passionate about, you'll have challenges along the way, but at the end of the day, there's still a sense of gratification because you're doing what you love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had moments where you're like, okay, this isn't working. I'm going to go find something else and just do this on the side?
Well, I started off doing it that way. I did end up finding a job on base.
Okay.
So I ended up moving to Goldsboro, and I found a full-time job on base because I come from a traditional family where we work 9 to 5s, 8 to 4:30, whatever. So actually doing a business like that by itself, it just wasn't our thing, so to speak. And so I was doing it on the side. So I was working my full-time, taking my kids daycare, picking them up, coming home, and then doing the salads and the meal prepping. That was a lot. I look back now and I'll be like, girl, you was crazy.
Yeah, but you had to do what you had to do.
Had to do what I had to do. And so even in that moment, I did that job for about 2 years, and then it was 2020 pandemic.
Right.
So, but I will say, when I got the job on base, great job, great benefits. I did not like it though.
Okay.
Right. I didn't like it. And it got to the point where I was like, God, I see what you're doing here. You don't want me to be comfortable.
Right. Right.
You don't want me to be like, it didn't work because everybody's like, oh, you got a job on base, all the benefits, all X. And I'm like, yeah.
It's safe.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And the potential of it is great as well, but I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't satisfied with getting up and being there at 7:45 every morning. And so I promised myself, I said, okay, Lord, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm being honest, I wasn't making the best money, but I had the option to, find other job. The thing is getting your foot in the door.
That's right.
So you get your foot in the door, you can move around. And I had a great flight chief, and she would help in, whatever way she could, or always sending me jobs, all that. So it was get your foot in the door, then you can kind of move around, move up. And at the time, my pay wasn't great. I started at the low end, but hey, it's a foot in the door. And I promised myself, I said, okay, if I don't find a job with better pay by the time, or Aubrey, my youngest, she was 4 at the time. No, she was 3 at the time, 3.5. I said, if I don't find a job by the time she goes to kindergarten, I'm going to quit here and I'm just going to go do my business full time. Okay. Right. So now fast forward 2020 pandemic. So the job that I didn't like, now I love it because of the school system, and the kids weren't able to go to school. My job allowed me to stay home with my kids.
Very good.
And very good. So I love it now. It allowed me to stay.
Now
you see how that thing?
It's wonderful,
shifted, right? Hey, I love this place. Because I ain't got to go in there.
That's right. Even better.
Yeah, and so I was doing that, and I was able to stay at home with my kids, and do the homeschool and all that. And then I remember it was almost time to go back. And remember, I told myself that I promised myself, and I prayed that if I don't find a job with more pay by the time it's time for Aubrey to go to kindergarten, I'm going to do my business full time. So when it was time for them to go back to school, Aubrey was about to graduate pre-K. Right? So they're like, well, the kids, it's about time for you to come back. It's about to be the summertime, so you're going to have to report back. And I was like, I made a promise to myself. And then honestly speaking, throughout the pandemic while I was out, I was working this business and I was making money, so it was like it was going well. So it was like God was kind of showing me and giving me the opportunity to see that this can work. Because I had fear. You better believe it. Like I done been low. I don't want to be low again.
I'm telling you.
And then again, my crutch was an 8 to 5, just knowing I'm gonna get paid every 2 weeks, XYZ. And that's just what I was used to. I really hadn't expanded my mind or my faith to believe that I can do this thing. And that's just me being honest. And so I told them literally, I put in my 2 weeks notice exactly 2 weeks prior to the last day of school. So I didn't have to go back. Yeah.
Now, was this anything you fell out, fasted, prayed over, or you went with the plan that you set for yourself?
I went with the plan that I set for myself. I can't remember who said it, but I remember somebody saying, don't forfeit the promises that you made to yourself.
Very good. That is good.
We keep our promises with our friends. Our word is our bond. But a lot of times when we, make promises with ourselves, we just, it's all good. And that was the thing for me. I was like, I told myself that by this time, this is what I'm going to do. And now I'm going to do it. And that's what I did.
Listen, you are helping me and a lot of people, I'm sure. I want to ask you this, and this is funny because we're off script now, but I honestly believe that this is helping somebody who's on the fence about being an entrepreneur. If there is something that you could give that person, they're torn with it. I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if this is meant to be. I like my safe job. What would you tell that person?
I would tell them if they are really passionate about it, if you are good at it, don't get out there if you ain't good.
That's right. Be good at it, sis.
If you're not good at what you do. I say just do it. Because at the end of the day, you got to take a chance on yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? And the thing about it, I love what I do now. I don't know if I'm going to do it forever. I really don't. So I can't always go and start again, or transition to something else. But I say do it because you only live once.
Absolutely.
You never know what's out there. And I will say I'm so glad that I did, because when I quit my job, it gave me the opportunity to be more creative because I didn't have to worry about work. I don't, my mind was free to really work my business. And I was like, girl, it's funny because for the longest, people thought that all I did was salads.
Right.
They thought that was all I could do was salad. So when I started doing other stuff, they like, wait a minute.
Right.
When did this happen? I was like, oh, it's been there. I just didn't have time. The job allowed. Yeah, I did. I'm like, I barely have time for these salads. So it allowed me to be more, creative and expand my thinking and just go for it. And yeah, my business is called Catering by Faith.
By faith. And it took you having a traumatic experience, if you will. Divorce is traumatic. I don't care how you slice it. It's freeing too at the end of the day. It does free you up. It's not something that we plan, but you going through that traumatic experience opened the door for you to cater by faith, because you didn't have a choice. It was sink or swim. We can't get on the pole and selling some stuff is not legal. So you had to go with the next set of options, right? You have to do what you have to do. And honestly, I take my hat off to you. You have really been a template that I have followed. And even though I'm older than you are, I tell you this a whole lot. You're very seasoned. You have a lot of wisdom. So I gleaned a lot from your process, watching how you handle it. Now you tickled me. That just like I could honestly tell. I'm like, okay, she's not having a good day. I'm gonna text her tomorrow. I'm gonna let her finish. I'm gonna let her get all this stuff out. Then I'm gonna text her tomorrow. Cause you will always put at the end. And don't anybody say anything, because I'm gonna get this out. Don't nobody come in my inbox. This is where I'm at. You know what I mean? But that was your process.
Yeah.
That was your process. No one know what it took you to get to those frustrated moments. But I take my hat off to you, because you have really shown us what it's like to win. And another thing that you have said often throughout this process is count your wins.
Absolutely.
You've been saying that for a long time. And that's something that I pull on that. When I could go down my list of things that are not working, I'm like, count a win today. So now when I get up in the morning, I make a list of 3 things that I'm thankful for. My therapist told me to do that. I need you to talk about that. Did you do therapy? Did you just quiet out? Who did you talk to help you get through your process?
Good. I'm glad you asked that. Listen, I believe wholeheartedly in the cross and the couch.
Hallelujah.
Okay. And I'm gonna be honest. At first I was like, I'm not going to no therapy. I mean, but anyway, I did it. I should have did it a year earlier, year sooner. But fear and just like, I don't want to be vulnerable. Like, I'm funny. I don't want to sit there and have to.
You are.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's going in the whole, that's going into the whole, I don't want to get down like that. But I found my pastor, he introduced us to to grief recovery. And I was like, you know what? Now's the time. I'm just going to do it. I'm just jumping. Once again, I'm doing it by faith because I don't know how this going to work out. I'm not used to any of my family going to counseling, whether close or far family, or even at the moment, even friends. Like it just wasn't a thing for us in our culture, just being honest, it wasn't a thing. We just thought just pray about it. And that's great.
Right.
Yeah. And it has its place. But true healing so I went, it was hard. And I gave her a time. She told me we're really, really good friends now. We're best friends now. But she told me, she was like, girl, you gave me a time.
Wow.
But she yeah. But I didn't know it. At the moment, I didn't know it because she did it well. She had on her poker face, But it freed me. I tell people all the time, it's the best decision I ever made in my life. It made me a better person and it made me a better mom. I can mother my children better now because of that.
Do you feel like there was ever any blockage with you parenting your children and you going through that divorce? How did you level out your emotions with your babies?
It was hard. It was. I had to have some sounding boards. So, there's a lot of times I got to call my brother and like, hey, talk me off. Talk me.
That's real.
Off the ledge, or I got to call my sisters, and I'm just like, But then there was times I couldn't call them because at the same time they could be emotional too. Because,
right. And because
people don't talk about, the hurt that the family has as well. That was their brother. We love hard.
Right.
So there was sometimes I'm like, not today. So I got to call you, Keita, or I got to text you and be like, girl.
I get it.
So I feel like having the right people in your corner, to support you helped balance me out because there were times when I wanted to just,
my God,
we'll just leave it there.
But you know what? You're still on the lower side.
And it was,
you're still on the side.
Ooh, I'm still on the lower side, huh? I'm gonna make it in, huh?
We're gonna get there.
I would say though, just with the counselor and then of course with God as well, it helped me, because it changed me, right?
Right.
So in changing me, he saw the change. My ex, he saw the change. It took him a minute because he was trying to keep me in that place. Right. I was like, you're not gonna keep me in that place, okay? I have changed, boy.
Yes. You have, and I'm not saying it because you're my friend. I see it.
Yeah,
I do.
I appreciate it. Yeah. So that part was difficult because he, at the same time, he's hurt too, right? And he's still like, if I respond, I have young ladies now that I speak to or whatever, and I tell them now, talk to him a little bit better, because if you going in fussing, if you going to XYZ, he sees you as his wife, and you ain't his wife no more.
That's right.
So he wants to argue. He wants to carry on with his wife, and that's not who you are. Teach him to respect you. Preach. But it starts with how you listen. And even in this, that was hard because I'm like, God, why I gotta be nice to him?
Yeah.
I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why do I gotta be the one? Why do I have to be the bigger person? But I'm telling you, when I learned to treat him the way and see him the way God sees him, it was hard.
Listen. Yeah. Yes.
But I couldn't talk at him. It had to be, listen, we are adults here. I really don't want to be nice to you right now, but I understand that if I be nice, it's going to help our situation.
Absolutely.
So it was a fight because there was a lot of times I had to bite my tongue. Or was a lot of times where I got to be nice to him. Then I go punch my pillow because I'm like, ugh. What? It's like,
like God, you see this, you put me in this situation and you want me to be nice. Okay.
Right. So I feel like, initially, because we were both hurt, We both had things we were going through, and it was like, so we were bucking, like, you know. And so when I realized that, okay, I gotta take the higher approach. And that helped us. It helped us a lot. And I even had to speak to him, like, you know, sometimes and be like, listen, I am not trying to argue.
Right.
You know, but I am upset right now.
Right.
So I need you to hear me as an adult. Don't hear me as your children's mother. Don't hear me as your ex-wife. I need you to hear me as an adult. You know, because in the counseling, I learned how to communicate my emotions.
Yes.
You know, I used to get angry.
Right.
That was my thing. That was my emotion, just anger. 0 to 1,000,000 in 2.2 seconds. You know. So now going through the counseling, it taught me to say, hey, the way you just said it, that hurt my feelings. Or what you just did, you triggered me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to respectfully, I'm gonna need you to tone that down. Or this is what I heard. You know? So when that happened, it's like everything just kind of it's smooth on over you know, and we just we work. We co-parent now. Huh? Ain't God good?
Listen, he's a wonder.
That's a testimony.
He's
a wonder. Huh? Hello? I mean, it's so much better now. I mean, we're not the best, but it's still so much better. And we can have look, as Larry Reed said, we can have a conversation.
Come on.
You know, and so that's just where we are now. And thank God for counseling.
Absolutely. And it's going to help you all, I think, just to be better parents too, because you have 3 C's that didn't ask to be here, you know. And children can feel tension. They know when things are off, even if they don't verbalize it. They may show it emotionally. They know. So I think, like you said, the cross and the couch is very beneficial in this case. And since you've gone through that process, do you feel like that has set you up for someone new?
Girl, what you say? Let me get my good side.
Come on, someone new. Are you ready? Are you open to dating?
Girl, yes. Huh? Yes, I am though. Seriously, I am, because even with the counseling, you know, like I said, it made me a better person, made me a better mom, and I know that I would be an even better wife. If we be honest, you know, we all got to take responsibility for our part.
That's right.
In relationships, you know, not saying that, you know, it was that bad for me, so to speak, but that I know that there were some areas that I could have done better in.
Yeah, myself too, myself included. You know, absolutely.
So with all of that, with my growth, with me maturing, the next one, till death do us part.
Right. What does he look like for you?
What does he look like for me? Someone who just understands, or someone who's willing to grow. Because we're always evolving, right? I've evolved in the last year or two. We're always growing. So definitely someone, first of all, you got to be in church. You got to be saved. You got to know the Lord.
You got to be on the side.
You're not going to be able to lead me, you know, no other way.
That's
you know,
right.
So as long as you are connected to God, you know, and you serve God and all of that, I feel like you can then lead me. That's right. So somebody who's definitely saved in the church, and somebody who genuinely cares, somebody who loves children.
Yes.
Somebody who does not want children. I mean, who doesn't want any more. Let me make that clear.
Yeah, make it plain. Make it plain.
I don't want any more children. Like, you can have your own, like, that's great. But I don't want to give anybody any more kids, Kita. Like, my daughter, she's almost 8, and they're very independent. So I'm out here living a little bit. I'm enjoying it. And I don't want to start. I love kids though. I love babies. But I don't want to start over. It's foolish to me. You know, I ain't talking about nobody else. To me, no ma'am. But but somebody who's just gonna love me, you know, wholeheartedly and gonna try to understand me, even if you don't understand. Like look, the Bible saying all that get an understanding.
Come on, get you some understanding.
Get you some understanding. So,
absolutely.
And even like emotionally healthy. That's important to me because, and some people be like, well, you know, well, what if they're not? Well, do the work, because guess what? I did.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I did the work. So it's just proven.
That's right.
That it can be done.
It can.
And so that's what I want, honey. Mm-hmm.
And I have noticed throughout you giving your desires, it did not include anything superficial. And that's what I want you all to catch in the room today. Yes, we like what we like, but don't miss out on who God has for you, because he or she is not a certain complexion, you know, or a certain height. Of course, we like what we like, you know, and if God sends that, even better. But don't miss out on what he has for you, because you're filtering through this list of superficial things. That will fade. Beauty will fade eventually, you know. You're going to have somebody that is stable at the end of the day and emotionally healthy. That's huge. I don't need anybody. I want somebody that can lead me. You have to know where you're going, and you won't get to that point if you're not emotionally healthy. Listen, you guys, I hope you all have taken notes today. I just pulled out my notebook. I was writing. She talked. I'm sitting there writing like, okay, that's good. I'm going to eat that for dessert. I'm going to have this tomorrow for lunch. Listen, I hope you all took plenty of notes. Please tell us in the room, what is next for you?
Next for me, just expanding my business.
Okay.
God is guiding right now. And one thing that my first lady, she has said, and she says it often, and other people say it, but my first lady said it, so it hit for me. She said that your name is going to be in places that your feet haven't even been, right? And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. So just expansion in my business, continuing to raise these children because they're 11, 9, and 7. You know, so I got a little ways to go. So I'm out here trying to be the best mom I can be.
That's right.
Listen, and everybody stay safe and everybody stay healthy, because last year we went through a broken finger and a broken foot at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my boys out there. They're boys.
They will be boys.
but definitely expansion in my business. And honestly speaking, even being that safe place for women like me.
Yes.
That place where they can come and be heard.
Absolutely.
That example, or, you know, just that the person that can kind of pave the way and help. Because a lot of times us as women, like we didn't have that person that was really straight up transparent with us.
I believe that. I
you
do.
Know? So I'm very transparent. I'm out here like, listen, sis, you get a divorce, are you sure? My first question to women that come to me and say they're about to get a divorce is, have you tried everything?
Yes.
Have y'all been to counseling?
Right.
Because it's not easy. But if you've done your part, if you've done everything that you're supposed to do, I can't make you stay.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But I always say, hey, because it's not going to be easy. Right. But can you get it done? Absolutely. We both are living testaments that it can be done.
Yes.
So just to be that safe place and that outlet for women who are like me. And it's crazy. It's crazy that the amount of women that once I went through my divorce that reached out to me, Kita. Women who I was a baby. And we were in church together, and they're like, Nita. And I'm like, what? You know, so you just never know, like, listen, we for years have suffered in silence.
Yeah.
And we ain't out here doing that no more. And we're still being tactful, you know what I mean? But it's too many women out here who are broken, who are hurt, who need somebody to say, listen, girl, it's going to be a little tough, but guess what? You could do it, though.
You can do it. I never saw myself being as transparent. I've always been helping people just do life, but I never saw myself doing life in this manner, because I never saw myself being divorced. I thought this was it. This was forever. I was going to be I'm a few years behind now. And honestly, married people, y'all know what's up. We're supposed to be somewhere twerking it out somewhere on somebody's pole. And for that to be interrupted, yeah. So yeah, I need God to go ahead and spin the block because we're wives, okay?
And is.
Spin the block. Spin the block. We're wives, okay? Just to put that out there, and not desperate, not desperate.
Right.
We know who we are, but it's just funny. I never saw myself being in this space where I'm helping people navigate through something that I never saw myself in. I never saw myself wanting to talk about it. So just to even be in this space with you, and we're laughing about it and growing it, like, yeah, I got through that. You're gonna get through this. And somebody needs to know that today, someone that's listening, you're going to get through it too. You absolutely will. You may be crying about it right now, but I promise you, eventually you'll laugh about it. You will. You will. You will. So tell us how we can keep up with you.
I'm on Facebook, Brenita Stevenson. My business page is Catering by Faith. You can find that. My IG is Brenita.S. My name is spelled Brenita. Brenita. .S. That is my Instagram. And I'm up there. I'm cutting up, having a great time. Living and enjoying life.
Enjoying life.
Truly.
Enjoying life.
Truly, yeah.
Enjoying it. She is on TikTok too. I will put that in the handles for you all, just so you can keep up. And her videos, when I see that cream and those salads coming across, I'm like, that looks like some Alfredo sauce. But I think I can get with this. I can eat this. You know, I eat real strange nowadays. So yeah, when the pictures and the videos come across the screen, I'm taking notes. Okay, I need to pull up in Goldsboro and get me some more food.
Yes.
Thank you so much for hanging out in Lakita's room today. Yes, ma'am. I was getting ready to get my closer, but you looking like you up to something. Yes, ma'am.
Real quick, I want to shout you out too, though, because you probably do remember, but it was probably about 5 years ago. You used to text me right early. She used to text me about 5 o'clock in the morning, y'all, and I'm like, Kita. Anyway, but I remember, and I think I said this to you recently. I remember you sent me a text and you told me to prepare my business plan.
Wow.
Now at the time I had no thought of being a caterer. I had no thought of being in the food services. I was just going to work, right? And I remember, I can't find that text, but I remember you said, and I'm like, what? Because again, I told you my mind was not there.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me, you said, God said, prepare your business plan because you are going to be catering to large crowds of people.
Ma'am. I don't have any tissues because I'm normally talking by myself, and I kind of have prepared what I'm going to say. So yeah. Hallelujah. Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
It just hit me and I'm like, wait a minute. So even stuff like that, having people, like you said, having a circle and having people who pray and know the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of when I started my journey, I'm like, is this what Keita's talking about? Because I know you know the Lord.
I do. And it's fun. It's just funny because you don't know the impact that you're having on people, and I honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember that. I remember
because I thought you were crazy. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like that wasn't it wasn't a goal. It wasn't a plan, but you said it. You said, write out your business plan because you are going to be catering to lots of people. And I just couldn't see it. But baby, I'm out here doing it. So listen, so to God be the glory. And I thank God even, for you, and you been in my circle, and those early, I'm talking junk, but those early morning texts and long scriptures.
I would. It was a lot. I get up early, y'all, but I guess I'm the chaplain on her team, under her pastor, of course. I must be the chaplain of the group.
Facts, all facts. But it definitely helped. But I had to throw that out there because I'm like, yo, you spoke this thing to me though.
That's amazing.
And you know, people think you got to be the mega prophet or TD Jakes or whatever. No, this was my friend. This is my friend.
Wow.
Who spoke this and told me, prepare. And I'm like, all right.
Wow.
And now we're here. So I appreciate and honor you for your obedience, because you didn't have to tell me that. Because I wasn't even doing anything close to that at the time, Keita. Like, that's the thing for me. That's why I thought you was a little cuckoo. I said, what is she doing over there in California? They said, texting me this mess.
Yeah. We have done.
But you did.
Life.
You did.
Yeah. I'm blown away. I had no idea you were going to say that. Hence my face is red, guys. It's matching my lipstick and everything now. Yeah. So to God be the glory. That's why you need somebody on your team, somebody that has your back. They're not intimidated by who you are or what you carry. You need somebody. I'm telling you, hear me. I told y'all this the last episode. You need somebody on your team that's gonna ride for you. I hope I didn't keep it too long. I know you got those kids. They engaged. Okay.
They having a ball, literally.
Awesome. But I know we went off script today, but thank you so much. Somebody needed to hear that. Just take the leap, sis. Take the leap, bruh. Okay. If there's a business on the inside of you, go for it. You know, life may have put you in this position, but there is something big waiting on the other side of it. Is there anything else you want to say while you're in Lakita's room? Because you're coming back.
Am I? Oh God.
You'll be back when we're in a bigger room when He continues to build this thing. So you'll be back. You will. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything?
No,
else?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good. Just continue your journey by faith. That's it.
Absolutely.
Keep the faith. Keep walking by faith and keep God first. Literally. Keep
him first. And be open. I'm gonna tell y'all, she's looking real cute too. This is a sidebar. Don't while you waiting for God to send that person, put some clothes on, okay? She has her hair done, earrings, nails done, full outfit, and this is all the time. I have never ever seen her look a mess. Ever. I've never seen you look a mess. You always put together. So go with the expectation that you may meet somebody today. Today could be the day, but he won't see you if you hiding under that bonnet, sis. I say that all the time. He not gonna spot you out like that. Okay, so put some clothes on. All right,
put on your good clothes.
All right. Until next time, you all. We will see you back in Lakita's room. Take care. Listen, I love a good conversation. If there is any topic or subject that you want me to tackle, send me a message. You can connect with me on all social media outlets at Lakita's Room. I'm also on YouTube. You can subscribe there at the same place, Lakita's Room. And before I go, I want to encourage someone. I don't care how many lemons that life has thrown your way. I want you to take each one of them and build a lemonade stand, okay? Make those failures, make those disappointments, make those discouraging things that you have faced pay you, okay? Somebody brace yourself. What you have gone through is getting ready to pay you, okay? We will talk soon. I'll see you next time in Lakita's Room. Take care.